So the new year brings with it new opportunities for the economy, but just how well will it perform? It will depend on whether or not the country's leaders continue to push on with structural reforms. And investors are sure to be watching how economic growth will be aligned, as our business reporter Kopano Gumbi reports.
In the last decade, the South African economy has failed to attain any meaningful growth. So when the COVID-19 pandemic first hit our shores in 2019, millions of South Africans were left devastated as jobs dried up. The pandemic is still raging, and potential interest rate hikes are expected that could slow consumer spending. All this means economic growth will once again be lower than what is needed.
Going into this year, we are likely to see a softening growth pattern, given that we are not going to see as much accommodation coming through from the fiscal side as well as the monetary policy side. So as you pointed out, on the monetary policy side, we are anticipating further interest rate rises to come through. And on the fiscal side, we are expecting the path of fiscal consolidation to continue, which means that you're not going to get that same kicker to growth. So as a result, we are looking for growth to soften from around the 5% point last year to around the 2% point this year.
But it's not all bad news. Much needed structural reforms have started to take root, which could attract investment.
Companies are in a very, very good financial position. Despite all the unrest, despite the lockdown, balance sheets are very strong, and the commodity companies will be spending some money on capital expenditure. And of course, we've got the money that's going to be spent on the private power plants that are being built and the new licenses. That will amount to a lot of money. And hopefully, you never know, we'll get some release of spectrum, which will also give a very big capital boost to the country as the communications companies start to spend money on 5G.
Globally, inflation and interest rates are likely to affect our equity markets and the rand, as many countries come out of their COVID spending booms. And local political developments will also affect confidence and overall sentiment. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Kopano Gumbi in Johannesburg.